one question I have asked myself over the last few years is that how do you get back to working towards your goals once you have fallen off, once you have set out to do something, but you fail? How do you get back at the grind? How do you get back at being productive? Um, this has been, I think, not, this is not a, this is a question that I have asked myself over my entire life, that what is the best way to get back at it. uh, I'll give an example. Like, for example, let's say you set a goal for yourself to go to the gym and be on a diet, but then one day you end up going to your local Rite Aid and buying Haagen Dazs with Cheetos, Doritos, and you buy chicken over rice, and you buy like every other junk food in the planet, right? uh, and that has happened to me. uh, uh, in that situation, but when you have a but you said to yourself you're on a diet, uh, how do you get back to the next morning? How do you tell yourself that I'm gonna have a healthy breakfast and in the afternoon I'll go to the gym? How do you do that? This is a question that I have struggled with for like my entire life, and I just give the example of the gym, but this happens in different situations as well. If you got to study for a test, you end up like just going through your Facebook newsfeed and scrolling through Facebook newsfeed, or you binge on Netflix. A lot of people do that these days, and that also happened to me. In those situations, what is the best way to get back at it? How do you go towards from that situation to working towards your goals, working towards what you want out of life? What actually matters to you. So, I think the first thing is that you have to realize the feelings, the emotions that you're experiencing once you have done the act of failing, right? You failed. You did not meet the expectation that you had from yourself. And that's exactly what happened. To realize like what happened is that you had an expectation of yourself, like in the situation of going to the gym and like eating healthy and stuff like that, but you broke that expectation, and at that moment you feel guilty about yourself. um, and I think it's to realize that we have to realize that we're not perfect, and things like that will happen, and you'll fail over and over and over again, and it's okay to fail, and we have to change that expectation from ourselves that we're going to be perfect. And the expectation has to be more realistic. It has to be that I'm going to fail, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to try again. And you're going to fail 1,000 times, but eventually, and like you'll have hope and keep on trying. Eventually you'll see some sort of change in there. There will be times when you have that temptation, to like just go eat junk food, but you say that what, I'm gonna hold off on the chicken over rice. Instead I'm gonna eat oatmeal instead, right? Or like as far as like Netflix or Facebook or whatever it might be, or hang out with friends, that like I'm not gonna hang out with my friends today, or I'm not gonna binge on Netflix. Instead I'm gonna go to the library and study, and I'm not gonna take my phone or anything like that. So you make decisions like that, and those things, and this is like a lifelong practice. Some people are good at it more than others, but this is like a lifelong practice that you eventually get good at. um, and you just keep on going in there. So that's the first thing, right? And and one of the things, of course, is needed in here is you being able to forgive yourself for disappointing yourself. You gotta keep it real with yourself. Like what is the at the end of the day, remember what you want. At the end of the day, you're trying to work towards your goals and make those into reality. You're working towards your dreams, so you can make those into reality. Now whatever is needed to make that happen, you do it. So that's one thing. You have to be able to forgive yourself and say that it's okay for me to fail, and it's okay for me to mess up, and I'm just gonna get back at it. That's the first thing. The other thing that you can do, and that worked for me, is that talk to people, man. And for example, just be with people that empower you. So for example, for the gym example, call up a friend and say that, yo bro, I'm going to the gym like 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, you want to come? And say yeah, and like, you kind of locked in because somebody else is like expecting you to be at the gym, right? So that's the other thing that you can do. And also, like, just talking to people just makes you, I don't know, it just helps you in some way. When you talk to people, you just feel better about yourself, you feel normal again, you get away from that state of, that I'm a failure, I disappointed myself and all of that, and you start to feel the motivation and the drive coming back to you, and that you already had at that time, but that goes away once you failed, right? So I'll just leave it at that. I hope that's helpful. This is something, I guess, through this video, I kind of, I'm kind of like, searching for my own answers as well to see like, what's the best way to deal with this. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.